What's up, Savage Gang? It's your boy Dunbar, and today I'm here with another skate tutorial. If you didn't know, I've been skating for the last 12 years. I've been skating professionally since 2015. In my career, I've skated for dance companies in the United States, and I've been out in China freelancing for the last 3 years, doing shows, doing commercials. Yeah, I mean? Well, anyway, today I'm going to be teaching you the spin to the ground, or the low spin, whichever one you want to call it. Before we get into it, if you want to see more skate tutorials, you want to see more skate videos, if you just want to get better as a skater, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, because I'm really focusing on this. I'm going to be dropping a lot of these. Anyway, let's get into it. Before you can even attempt this, you have to have a super solid spin. I don't mean a spin you're working on, I don't mean 2 or 3 rotations, I mean a super duper solid spin. If you can't spin standing up, you can't spin to the ground. It's as simple as that. Step number 1. The crazy part about step number 1, and it's something that a lot of skaters aren't really used to hearing, wait to put your skates on. Warm up with your skates off. This is really important. When you put your skates on, you have to think about balancing. You cannot warm your body up the same way on your skates because you might fall. No matter how good you are at skating, no matter who you are, you will balance better on your feet, and you will be able to stretch better on your feet. When I'm warming up for my spin, I like to warm up my hips, I like to warm up my shoulders, and most importantly, I like to warm up my knees. This right here, this is gonna be the key to get that spin. You should be doing this every day, and it's gonna look stupid. You gonna think I'm stupid. Watch this. The thing with my knees, I'm not just warming my knees up, I am conditioning my knees to be able to get low to the ground and support myself when I'm coming back up. That's why I practice my yoga squats, where I stand on my toes and I go down. I count 10 seconds going down. I pretend that my back is sliding along the wall. I hold the position at the bottom for 10 seconds. And then, this is one of the most important parts, I come back up for 10 seconds. With the entire 10 seconds, keeping my back straight and letting my back slide up against the back wall. This does a couple things. First, it helps me work on the balance. The balance coming up and the balance coming down is important. The second thing, it helps me work on my flexibility. If you cannot squat down to the ground on your toes off your skates, you can't do it on your skates. Like, stand up right now if you're working on this move and try. And if you cannot do that, then that's one of the most important things that you need to be working on. Number 3 is conditioning. As you get older, and even when you get younger, young people's knees are strong because they worked on them. And as you get older, like, you're gonna be losing the cartilage in your knees, you're gonna be losing the flexibility in your knees, you might have it hit your knees a lot of times. So it gets harder and harder to get down to the ground and come up from the ground. And you will lose the ability to do it if you do not practice. let's break down doing the spin. Honestly, the spin is very, very simple. You already know how to spin. You hold that spin position that you have. If you spin with your arms here, if you spin with your arms to the side, and then you bend your knees. When I'm spinning, I like to spin with my arms out, and then I bring my arms in, and for extra support, I put my hands on my knees. The biggest part to getting this is going to be watching for the common mistakes and making sure you're not doing any of those. The first common mistake is not being strong enough. So if you didn't pass the yoga squat test, where you're going down 10 seconds, holding it 10 seconds, and then coming up with your squat in 10 seconds, that's the first thing that you need to focus on. The second thing, when I'm spinning, I like to keep my feet about shoulder width apart. Let's say you're coming down and maybe one of your legs shoots out. You're going to be able to get back to your feet all the way standing up sometimes, but the thing about that is when you push one of your legs out and you're still trying to push straight up with the other leg, this leg here isn't pushing as hard as this leg. Instead of 50-50, this might be 75-25. This knee might not be strong enough to hold your whole body. So you're going to strain one of your knees trying to come up. And when you do stuff like that, it makes it hard for you to practice this often because you keep straining your knee. So you can't do, let's say 100 reps in a session. You might be able to do like 5 and then you really have to stop. So that's the second thing. Common mistake number 2 is letting your feet jump out and come out too wide. Common mistake number 3. And this is actually a mistake, and this is a stage of your spin because you're gonna have to really work to get it consistent up and consistent feet distance down. Your feet might be all over the place. They might come out a little bit wide and then they could come in a little bit at the bottom and they could shoot out again. And it makes it hard for you to spin consistently. And the thing is, being able to pull your feet out, control when they're coming out and control when they're coming in, it is a spin skill because you can give yourself momentum. Let's say you come down, you come up, bring your feet out, and you can give yourself momentum for another spin. The thing is, you need to be in control. And so let's say you're coming down, but you bring your feet too close in. They clap and you fall over. So you need to focus on making sure you're keeping your feet the same distance apart. And that's why I like to use my hands for it sometimes if I need some extra support. If you have any more questions, make sure you comment those down below. Or you can also message me on social media at DoneBeasyTV. That's my Instagram name, and I can help you with anything. I can send you some videos so we can just make sure you can get this spin. Well, if you found this tutorial helpful, please like, please comment, let me know that it was helpful. If you found it unhelpful, please leave a comment. Let me know, like, what did I miss and what is something that I could talk to you a little bit better just to make sure that you can learn this as well as possible. Bye.